Eden Fractal Epoch 1, where there were 75 respect games over the past few years, will be able to claim their respect and participate in the governance in the ORDAO, as well as people will be able to earn respect by joining the new events that will happen bi-weekly starting with the Epoch 2 launch.
I was just gonna say it's good to have Adibody and Candy here who've been participating and helping lead a bunch of ZAO Fractals. Yeah, here for it. Excited for Epoch 2.
It's great to hear everything. It sounds super awesome.
Past Impact concerts that he's done, you can see on the Token Smart YouTube channel. We're really excited to take this next step and engage with all the people who have more recently joined Fractal ecosystem. Zaal was about to show his work on the Discord respect game interface that he has built.
That I can add in that support fractals for the ZAO and where we are.
Been organizing ZAO Fractal events for the past year. I'm excited to see where it goes, and I think it could be really transformative for a lot of musicians around the world. The creator economy, which is quite aligned with the ZAO Fractal is doing with musicians and what we're doing here. You're doing a lot of great stuff with KF Media in education.
Thank you.
For
Appreciate it.
Web3. Yeah, this has been a wonderful way to end Epoch 1. We've had amazing work shared by the community. I'm really excited to be able to finally fulfill this vision of Eden Fractal Epoch 2 and help fund the Fractal ecosystem and test out this fund distribution system that's possible with the Fractal ecosystem that I had outlined in that research paper. So there's a lot to look forward to. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Eden Fractal. We're here joining back for our 120th event, our final event of Epoch 1 officially. Will is excited, Zaal is excited. We're having great conversations with Time and Rosemary and Adibody and Candy. Welcome back, Adibody and Candy, contributors to ZAO Fractal, talking about Adibody's great music. And yeah, I have a presentation to share about where we're at in Eden Fractal because we've been gone. It's been 6 weeks since the last Eden Fractal event. So hope everybody had a wonderful break, and I hope you have a great event. And thanks everybody for watching and being here. And without further ado, if anyone wants to say hello, feel free. Otherwise, I will jump in and share a little presentation to show you where we're at here in this journey of Eden Fractal.
With that beautiful Eden Fractal footage.
All right, we're rolling the footage. Thank you, Will. So we are now nearing our cosmic milestone, taking our journey into Epoch 2 that we've been planning for about a year now. Thanks, Rosemary, for making the beautiful artwork. I love it as always. Moving over to base, and oops, there's one thing that got mismoved there, and we're entering a new era. So for anybody who's not familiar, we have been building with Eden Fractal for 3 years, and we're fast approaching our 3-year anniversary. We'll be starting to celebrate it and launching Epoch 2 officially on June 5th, and we'll also be celebrating on June 19th because the official anniversary is June 8th. So I welcome everybody to participate in Epoch 2. We have some really exciting plans lined up, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Everybody's welcome to watch our most recent episode of Eden Fractal from I guess this was about 6 weeks ago or so, May 20th, that we published this. Or no, we published it May 20th, but it was from about 6 weeks ago, where you can see what we've been up to with Epoch 2 planning, and we have an implementation plan, and we heard some great thoughts from community members about the respect game and fractal governance and so forth. And if you're not familiar with Eden Fractal, check out edenfractal.com. Eden Fractal is a community dedicated to optimizing collective decision-making through collaborative research, development, education, gamification, and community engagement. Since 2021, we've been pioneering ways for communities to coordinate that are fair, fast, and fun, and we host bi-weekly events that bring together governance leaders and builders to explore better coordination systems from theory to practical implementation. Everybody's welcome to join our events, watch our videos, and explore our blog to learn more about fractal consensus processes, such as the respect game, and how they can help your community organization thrive. We have a clear vision that we believe that all communities or organizations should have the best tools and methods to make the best possible decision-making, and that all collective decisions should be fair, fast, and fun. And we have a mission to achieve this vision by implementing fractal decision-making processes throughout society. Fractal decision-making processes work for people, for societies, for communities, similar to how plants branch out in fractal patterns to maximize growth and resilience. Fractal decision-making processes helps communities or organizations coordinate more effectively at any scale by breaking larger groups into smaller groups, randomized breakout groups, and playing games like the respect game and giving each other respect so they can help make decisions better. For anybody who's been along with us on a journey over the past 3 years, you're familiar. If not, explore edenfractal.com to learn more about the Respect game and Fractal decision-making processes, and invite you to join our events and invite friends. We always love to meet new people and watch our videos. We've now produced about 119 videos of all our events where we are exploring fractal decision-making processes and providing a library of content for people to learn more about how to improve collective decision-making. EdenFractal.com/videos is where you can explore the videos. I mentioned the Fractal Voyage video where we did the implementation planning in our last episode. Also been talking about fulfilling the vision of Epoch 2, which we've been planning for about a year now, and fractal governance, architecture of Optimism Fractal, AI tools, much more that you can explore with show notes here. And Loot Up Masters Optimistics is where you can register for the events and get email reminders to Eden Fractal as well as Optimism Fractal, which we host. The Optimistics team hosts on alternating Thursdays at 17 UTC. Everyone's welcome to join to play the Respect game and participate with Fractal Governance on the Optimism Superchain at Optimism Fractal on Thursdays at 17 UTC, followed by Optimum Town Hall. And then also Tadas is hosting ORDAO Fractal now. He actually launched it officially last week. ORDAO is the software, the smart contract infrastructure, and now he's built a full app for making decisions on chain with Respect. And he just released it. I'll give a little overview of that, but he's inviting everyone to join the second official ORDAO Fractal event next Tuesday at 15 UTC. I invite everyone to join all these events. You're very welcome to join. And I'm going to give a little ecosystem update section here too, because it's been over a month since we've been together here for Eden Fractal. I want to give people a heads up in case you're not familiar with the news and the latest in fractal decision making. So one, I mentioned that app with that Tadas has built. We did an application for base batches on this, and we put together a video. You can check it out at ordao.fraps.xyz. Thanks, Rosemary, for helping put together this video. And I encourage people to check out that video. It's in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat, t.me/Eden Fractal, if you haven't seen it yet. And we do a overview of what ORDAO is, how it works, why it's useful, and what problems it solves, as well as a preview of the app. And we actually go over a demo of the app. But I'm really excited about this and want to give a big congrats to Das. He said he couldn't make it today, but he said to have a great time and encourage everybody to watch this. This is actually going to be the software that Eden Fractal will be deploying on Base to start playing the Respect game on Base and execute on-chain decisions on Base and on Ethereum. And everybody who participated in Eden Fractal Epoch 1, where there were 75 Respect games over the past few years, will be able to claim their Respect and participate in the governance in the ORDAO, as well as people will be able to earn Respect by joining the new events that will happen bi-weekly, starting with the Epoch 2 launch on June 5th. Everybody's welcome to join the ORDAO Fractal event, as I said before. Also want to notify everybody that we have now launched Optimism Fractal Season 6. Like I said, you can join Optimism Fractal to aid in its mission to foster collaboration, award public goods creators, and optimizing governance in the superchain, and generally share anything that you're doing to help on the superchain, on Optimism, on Base, on World, on Unichain, on Zora, and so forth. Even if you're just interested in learning more, then you're very welcome to join these events, and you can check out the Optimism thread on the governance forum or join the Optimism Fractal Discord to learn more. There's an overview of some recent technical developments as well, like Abraham has done a lot of great work on the Fractalgram interface to play the Respect game. Zaal has done a lot of great work, and he might actually preview it on a new Discord interface for playing the Respect game. And Jacob has been building a superchain ORDAO, enabling superchain interoperability functionality on the ORDAO smart contracts. Vlad's also been making some updates to the Respect.games app, and yeah, there's lots of exciting news. I also been continuing the research on democratic fund distribution using Respect tokens and fractal structures, which we'll be experimenting with in Eden Fractal Epoch 2. You can learn more about the latest research on this thread, Optimism Fractal Respect game research into democratic fund distribution, and my latest 2 posts that I shared over the break as well. So encourage you all to check out these resources if you're interested, or feel free to ask questions. And then, yeah, so for today, we're going to be concluding Epoch 1 officially and preparing for our next chapter. Also, just curious to hear what everybody thinks and curious to hear if everybody has updates or questions about fractal decision-making processes in general too. So we'll have an open discussion, and then in addition to reconnecting and sharing updates from the break, we could also review the Epoch 2 implementation plan and address any remaining tasks, finalize the plans for relaunching the Respect game that we'll start doing on June 5th, and reviving the Eden Town Hall, which is an event that I used to host that we're bringing back to support Eden Fractal Epoch 2, and planning for our 3-year anniversary celebrations for upcoming June events. We might actually do an impact concert with Easy as well for that. We'll see. And perhaps also reflecting on our Epoch 1 journey and achievements. And it's also nearing the 1 year anniversary of the ZAO Fractal too. So perhaps we can reflect on ZAO Fractal a little bit too and how it's been for everybody. So yeah, and curious to hear what everybody thinks. You can see more details in this post about how we're entering a new era, and curious to hear everyone's thoughts overall in Epoch 1. We've had an amazing time, 120 events over 3 years, and we've accomplished many remarkable things with inspiring dozens of communities, engaging 80 participants participating directly in Eden Fractal Respect games and events, and many more watching videos and participating in these kinds of live discussions, produced hundreds of hours of educational content, and we've made tremendous progress in our mission to implement fractal decision-making process that society, fostering and helping support better software and so forth. So really grateful for everybody's contributions to the fractal ecosystem in general, and really excited for our next steps as we move into Epoch 2. I put together an agenda here, which we're kind of going over a little bit, and I can kind of just like pull this up if it's helpful. We don't have to stick to it directly, but it goes over some of the things we're talking about, like preparing for Epoch 2, as well as open discussion and fractal ecosystem updates, of which we went through a lot of them. So that's there, and I shared that in the Telegram chat if everybody wants to check it out, and we can always refer to these. And then there is a post. There's a couple posts that we had made, but this one in particular is Eden Fractal Epoch 2 implementation plan, fulfilling the vision of Eden Fractal, which is the quite thorough implementation plan that we have been working on and discussing since the last event too, which with a bunch of elements of what we'll be doing to prepare for Eden Fractal. A lot of this is going on in the background, so people don't need to worry about it. But if anybody wants to get involved, then feel free, and we could go over some of the final things that we need to in today's event. So there's quite a bit of detail about where we've been so far here, and then there's a nice little poem, and then there's all these elements that we're bringing together, like the deployment of ORDAO, the Respect Game implementation, Eden Town Hall, Fractalgram. At some point, we're going to be adding a legislative consensus process and an agreement, an intent document, capital allocation framework, and also some other considerations with the Respect token. So for anybody who wants to dive in deeper, you're welcome to see that post, and happy to share the link, or you can find it in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat. And then I'm starting to put together a brief post which kind of summarizes Eden Fractal Epoch 1 too, but I'll share that in the Telegram chat as well for like a kind of a thorough overview of where we've been so far and the roots of Eden Fractal. So I think that's probably good to move on to kind of open discussion, see what everyone wants to talk about. Also showing Tadas's message too. He just shared that from his perspective, the most important thing to stress about Epoch 2 is that we're aiming to mirror the Eden Fractal Respect, which was earned on the EOS blockchain on base. And with that done, with the help of ORDAO, one, respect holders from Epoch 1 will get more capabilities than they ever had. The ability to mint respect, to play respect game whenever they want, and to burn respect or execute any other on-chain actions. And he's currently working on the claim front end that will enable that and have it ready for next week. And then also it'll just enable a way that anybody who's contributing to the Fractal ecosystem in any kind of way, whether you're participating in a Fractal meeting or maybe building a tool or promoting the respect game or whatever it may be, you'll be able to join Eden Fractal events, Optimism Fractal events as well, but specifically Eden Fractal events, and play the respect game. The respect game prompt that we're planning to play with is basically what you do to contribute to Eden Fractal and the mission, which is about uh, implementing fractal decision-making processes, helping people enjoy the benefits of the respect game and so forth. So that's something that we can determine with our consensus process exactly, but that's the plan basically to foster the development of the fractal ecosystem and respect games and so forth. So I'm really excited to embark on this. Also, one quick note before we move on. I did have one quick thing too that I wanted to just clarify, that we tried to launch Eden Fractal Epoch 2 back last year, and Tadas and Rosemary both brought this up to me that it was a bit confusing the way it's been presented. So basically, we had kind of a false start where we thought we were starting the Epoch 2 last year, but we had said that we're going to start deploying ORDAO and playing the respect game and have governance processes and all things like that, but we weren't really able to do that. So I had just I underestimated the technical requirements to do that and kind of made an overcommitment, and then it was kind of a premature execution. So I apologize for the confusion. And I wrote an article here as well, shared a Telegram message with the Eden Fractal chat to share. But basically, the official Epoch 2 launch will be happening on June 5th, coinciding with our 3-year anniversary. And that'll be on our 120th event, which will be a very fitting timeline where we can say that the first 120 events were 10 seasons, and we can move on into Epoch 2 to take the next step into being able to actually execute on our vision and mission to actually implement these fractal decision-making processes and games like the respect game throughout society. So I'm very excited for everybody's collaboration on that, and happy to discuss any of this in more detail. But that's my presentation. Thank you all for the patience. I know there was quite a lot of detail, but there's a lot to share over the break and a lot going on. So yeah, if anybody would like to, we were having some great conversations, catching up beforehand. We can continue any of these, or if anybody has any questions about Eden Fractal or Epoch 2, then feel free. Or if anybody has any questions or thoughts about um, Fractal decision-making processes, respect games, updates, and so forth, then the floor is now open, and I'm curious to hear everybody's thoughts.
I,
Well,
for
I
one,
just
am
think it's
super
fun.
stoked. I was just gonna say something. Continue, just continue. Well, I don't have any big thoughts, but I'm stoked for
No, no,
season
no,
two,
no.
getting all these folks.
You got more words than me. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's good to have Adibody and Candy here who've been participating and helping lead a bunch of ZAO Fractals as well. And yeah, just rocking it out, Dan. Love the well documented presentation, and yeah, here for it. Excited for Epoch 2.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the enthusiasm and support, Saul. And yeah, I really appreciate you and Adibody and Candy as well, and everything that the ZAO Fractal is doing. Also, I see Candy's unmuted, and Adibody was putting up some hearts too, so thanks for that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, all good stuff, and it's great to hear everything. It sounds super awesome and very well documented professional apology there. I hope one day I'm half that good at that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I was Tadas reached out to me this morning and I'm like, oh, Tadas was kind of right about that. And Rosemary mentioned it a couple months ago. So I owe to Tadas and Rosemary for helping to keep me in line about these dates. And yeah, thanks for the acknowledgement about the documentation too. I work hard in this and because I really see, where we're going. I want to do the best I can to support our community as well as our mission. So thanks, Candy. And I've seen your work too. And so your work is very professional and amazing too. So I much appreciate it and looking forward to seeing more of your work too. That means a lot coming from you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. And then I see some hearts going on there. Thanks, timed. Much appreciated. I know, Will, I think you were trying to say something before. If you feel like unmuting and sharing anything, then feel free. Or yeah, if anybody else has anything you'd like to share, then feel free. If anybody wants any more detail or anything, I'm happy to provide it too. But curious to see what you all think. No need to be shy.
I was just gonna say I'm just super excited as well. So let's go.
All right. Next one, Will. Well, thanks. I appreciate your excitement a lot, and I'm very excited too. I'm stoked. And oh yeah, well, thanks, Will, also for joining, and thanks all too for joining the ORDAO office hours too. Maybe I can share a bit about that a bit more. So, like I said, Tadas is hosting this on Tuesday the 27th, and everyone's welcome to join. Even if you're not, familiar with ORDAO, but you're interested in learning more, then you can join. You can earn ORDAO Respect at this event. The ORDAO Fractal community is dedicated to developing ORDAO software and communities and supporting communities that use it. I know that Zaal was planning to integrate ORDAO at some point into ZAO Fractal, and so at some point you can do that, and you can discuss anything like that with Tadas at this event. And you can always stop by the Optimism Fractal Discord and ask questions there, or the Eden Fractal Telegram chat. And as a bit of a note, this has evolved from the ORDAO Town Hall. No, not the ORDAO Town Hall. Sorry, I'm mistaken, confusing the words. ORDAO Office Hours. And if you go to the Eden Creators YouTube channel, you can find a playlist of about 16 videos. It's actually no, there's 21 videos because I added some extra videos here recently, but you can see all the past ORDAO office hours as well as more videos where Tadas has given presentations to community members about ORDAO and following the progress. So encourage people to join these events as well and check out the videos. And once again, shout out to all the amazing developers and builders in the Fractal ecosystem. Perhaps another thing I can mention too, maybe I'll just keep talking a little bit and do my best to entertain and provide some good information. But yeah, feel free if anyone wants to jump in with any thoughts and questions or anything like that. Happy to hear you. And you can either raise your hand or share a message chat or just feel free to unmute. One other thing that I'll share that might be relevant here, and maybe would be good to brainstorm a little bit about, because as I mentioned, there's a potential to do an impact concert. And I really appreciate Easy at the last Eden Fractal event. Rosemary put out this thread about the Fractal Voyage episode that we did, Eden Fractal 119. And she talked about, she tags people who shared different thoughts during the episode. And Easy shared some great feedback about Respect Games. And then he shared a great idea about doing an impact concert to highlight Fractal communities. And then I was just able to get back to Easy, um, because he had shared some really nice messages following up about doing the Impact concert. I know he's done several great Impact concerts over the past months. And I just shared, yeah, yeah, concert time. That's right. I just shared this message. I think I have it in my clipboard. So, uh, yeah, this is my response to Easy, but basically Easy had shared a couple messages saying, let me know when you want to do an impact concert for Eden Fractal or an Eden Fractal impact concert. And I told him, kind of like some stuff I said there, how I greatly appreciate it and sorry for the delay. And then I was thinking, it's up to Easy how his schedule works and if he still wants to do it and what his vision is, because I just responded to him to ask about how exactly it would work. But I watched some of his past episodes, and I shared that in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat. And I shared a link to his past Impact concerts that he's done. You can see it on the Token Smart YouTube channel. He hosts these with Valenz and Joseph Goetz, and he has a bunch of people contributing to public goods and the Octant ecosystem and Gitcoin and Giveth and Artisan Fund and so forth. So there's a lot of really cool episodes here, as well as the Easy's Corner. So I had suggested that it's potentially a good idea, and I don't want to put you on the spot, Saul, or anything like that. But I know that you said you were interested in this idea, so I'm just saying that it could be a cool thing to discuss, especially since Adibon and Candy are here too, and I know that they're big contributors to the ZAO Fractal. That well, maybe I should say this. In Eden Fractals, we have our 3-year anniversary coming up soon, and we have a bit of a tradition of doing celebrations for our 1-year anniversary. So we have a video for our first event back on June 8th, 2022. And then if you go to edenfractal.com/53, then we have a first year anniversary where we played a game called Fractal DJ, where we ranked each other's music. And we also played the regular Respect game, the traditional Respect game to measure contributions to fractals. And we also did a speeches game, and it was lots of fun. We had this great community event. It was super cool. You can watch the video there. And then I think it was like, I don't know, the 106th event. I don't know if this link is working right now, but we had another great event there. And so we've had some great celebrations, and we've been thinking about the best ways to plan and celebrate for the 3-year anniversary of Eden Fractal, as well as I believe it's ZAO Fractal's 1-year anniversary around this time. So that's a potential idea that we could do if it makes sense. Of course, it's up to Easy and up to everybody who would be involved, but that's one thing that was quite interesting. And if anybody has any ideas in general about making the best of the celebration, then I'd be curious to hear. And I see Jorge's responding. Jorge's also planning to start a Cardano Fractal too, which is very exciting. So shout out to Jorge. There's a bunch of contributors in the Fractal ecosystem who are following along, and we're also hoping to reconnect with more now that we're actually finally executing on this plan to enter Epoch 2. We've been planning this for a year, as I said, and now that we have the software needed to play the Respect game again in a smooth way and play it on base and join the wider Ethereum ecosystem, we're really excited to take this next step and engage with all the people who have more recently joined Fractal ecosystem, and have been joining ZAO Fractal. And I really love all the enthusiasm you've been sharing, and Will and Timed, much appreciated. As well as there's some, I guess we can call them old, not old, but yeah, I got older friends like Jorge and other people in the chat who have been messaging and following along.
Veterans? Should
Veteran,
we call
yeah.
them veterans?
Yep, that's a good idea. Fractal vets. That's right.
I like where your head's at, Dan. I like where this is going. Doing an impact concert during that 3-year celebration. That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, we'll have to see what easy works out for him, and I don't know if the timing will work out to do it during the celebration, maybe at some point, because we're planning to celebrate it on the 5th and the 19th, because the actual 3-year anniversary is on the 8th. So maybe if it works out to do somewhere around there, and perhaps if it could be a whole fractal ecosystem celebration with ZAO Fractal and Optimism Fractal as well, then that would be really cool and really nice.
Sounds like a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, it does. I mean, out of body, right? I mean, you guys came through on the Let's Grow Live Impact concert version, and that was just absolutely incredible. So, yeah,
Yeah, I'd be down. That sounds like it'd be great. Have a yeah, do a flute performance and sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, let's do it. Mhm.
Yeah, no, I think Impact Concert would be a phenomenal idea. I'll reach out to Easy. We just had our fourth podcast together with Onaji B. Let's talk about Web3 yesterday. So I'll definitely check in with him. I think he'll be super down for it. And I think even that the second week you said might be good enough time where we can really set that up and make it a banging concert and get some people together to hear about fractals. And hopefully bring some of those folks back. I know you guys have been working on fractal ecosystems with a lot of other people over the last 3, 4, 5 years in different capacities. So it'd be really cool to bring people all into a virtual space for the sake of music, but also then promote and market everything we've been doing with the fractals over the last few years.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, thanks so much, Saul. I appreciate you helping to coordinate that very much. And yeah, I look forward to listening to your podcast too. I remember I tried to listen to one episode and I don't know, I had some audio issues at the time, but I would love to hear it. So feel free to share any links if you want.
Yeah, 100%. So we have them on YouTube, and we're actually leveraging a platform called Pods to tokenize them as well on base. So they are also tokenized podcasts, which is pretty cool.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, feel free
You
to.
can't search on
oh,
Pods
you
yet,
don't
which is a
even
little
have to ask.
frustrating.
You don't even have to ask. You ever need a guest, bro? You know I'm your guy. I was just
Oh,
actually
okay.
featured.
Yeah,
I
well,
was
let me
just
write it down.
Yeah, yeah. I was just actually featured on the Optimism Show podcast talking about the future of media.
Oh, very cool.
Um, yeah, and that's also on Pod, so I can dig up that link, and you guys can go collect that episode as well if you want.
Okay.
Pods is a cool platform.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very cool. Pods.media, where people mint podcasts on chain and you can collect them and help support podcasters and get all the benefits of having on-chain podcasts. Yeah, if you want to share that, well, I'd love to listen to it as well as the podcast you did, Saul. I've listened to a couple podcasts with each of you, but both of those were some time ago. And June 3rd, 2024 was the ZAO Fractal #1. So that's coming up in I guess a week and a half or something like that. So amazing. And I'm pulling up on screen now the I guess this is the episode 1 of the podcast that's all just shared, although it's taking a while to load. Also, while I'm at it too, thanks to Adibody too. I know you said that you'd be happy to support it in some way and perhaps perform, and that'd be super cool. We were just talking before about how Adipati did amazing. An amazing music video during the Impact concert or one of the recent Impact concerts. Actually, I could also pull that up too. Love to help promote and raise the awareness for people doing great stuff, especially when people are doing great stuff that is, aligned and supportive with the fractal ecosystem. So right now you can see the ZAO presents Let's Talk About Web3 with Zaal Ohanji, if I'm not mistaking his name. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And
Onaji, yeah. It's
Naji.
spelled wrong there. That's
Okay.
my bad. Yeah.
Okay.
It's fixed on the fourth, I think, or maybe not, honestly.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, Onaji and Easy and Crypto, who Easy hosts the Impact concerts. So yeah, looking forward to listening to this as well as I'll pull up Will's podcast too. And before I do that too, I'll also well, before I do that, I will pull up the YouTube video of Adabyte's intro too. I don't know if I can play. If you, I'm wondering if I unmute this, can you hear it right now? No, you can't hear it. Yeah, I had to figure out how to share the audio properly, but I recommend people to check this out. This is on the ZAO YouTube channel, which I think is the same place as, yeah, that's the same place. So encourage you to subscribe to the ZAO YouTube channel. And then you can see this great musical performance that Adebayo did during the Impact concert. And there's also several other amazing musicians there too. But Adebayo's got like a really unique and fantastic style that mixes these electronic beats
Hey,
with
Dan,
this beautiful, what?
I mean to interrupt you. If you unshare your screen and then reshare it, there should be a little checkbox for Zoom to share audio.
Okay, cool. I can do that. Although I'm wondering, it seems like Adebayo is mostly talking about it. This is the intro, so I guess maybe there is a video. I remember seeing a couple videos, and there's a bunch of cool videos here. Here's actually Adebayo performing songs. So maybe I should pull that up. Although I don't know if it would be. If I wonder if I could play it in the background. Maybe I could play it in the background. Would that be cool? And like we can listen to it while also still talking too.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good.
Okay. Cool. I see a heart from Adebayo, so let's try it out. And then also here is the Optimism show that Will, I believe, participated in, as you said. So yeah, actually maybe I'll try that right now because I've been sharing for a while. So I'll try to stop my screen sharing and hitting that button because I was actually just wondering that earlier today as well. Share sound. That's right. Will's got it.
Dude, social bees, we used to do 18 months of day Zoom calls. So yeah, that's a trick I learned.
Well, I got the Discord bot working. It was actually my Discord client. If you guys are cool with me sharing screen.
All right, we're back. I had a little technical issue with my audio, and now I was about to show some other things, but I think while I was gone, Zal was about to show his work on the Discord Respect game interface that he has built. So, Zal, do you want to go ahead and share that?
Sure. So I realized what the problem was also. I don't believe the ENS names are resolving right now. But if we go into our Discord, what I've created is a Discord bot for our Fractal events. Right now, we can't really show that because we need more than two people in a voice channel over on the Discord. But using a command dash Fractal group with whomever is in the voice channel. It will automatically make a new thread and ask people who they want to vote for level 6. Haven't set up an on-chain integration yet, but just have a leaderboard at the end for that, and that's how that works. And then I've slowly started to add a couple more things that I can add in that support fractals for the ZAO and where we are. So let me put in another address, a couple of these different ones to just test it. So this person has 1,000, and then this person's gonna have 829. But this one, okay, so these did find the ENS names, which is interesting. But yeah, doesn't resolve it that way. Got to figure that out. But slowly, adding more integrations, and hopefully this week will be the first week we test it out with other people 100% with it. Discord bot being live 24/7. So hopefully that all rocks out this upcoming Monday. It'll be the 52nd ZAO Fractal, and then I guess the week after will be the 1 year anniversary.
All right, very exciting. Well, thanks for all the great work, both hosting and organizing the events, as well as developing software and getting your hands dirty with the code, so to speak. One question I have out of curiosity is just so is this basically meant to do a similar thing? I think it's meant to do a similar thing to what the Fractalgram app that Tadas had built and Telegram does. Also, somewhat similar to the Fractalgram app that Abraham has built as a web app, but this is specifically meant for Discord. And then basically I'm wondering, you showed a lot of stuff there. It has EMS integration, which is great and more advanced than the other apps right now in that regard. I'm wondering just, and I think you said you used it at a previous meeting in some way, but I'm wondering like, how does it compare with the, say, Telegram app now? And then, yeah, one amazing feature that would be good to add that you mentioned would be the on-chain integration at some point. I know I don't know how much work that would be, but that'd be really cool to have it where people could both play in Discord and then submit it on chain so that the respect distribution could happen. So I applaud you for making that, and I'm curious to hear about like where it's at and what your future plans are for it.
Yeah, 100% want to add all those things. There's a bunch of different things always going on over here at the ZAO. So it's more confirming that it works right now so that the goal initially was, you were correct, to replace the Telegram, Fractalgram dash web app, Fractalgram, that both of those amazing Fractal community members have created. We realized for our community, what we were leveraging was the Discord platform for our voice meetings every Monday during our Fractal meetings. And because of that, it became a challenge sometimes to not only bring a new person into the fold into Discord and have them trying that out for the first time, figuring that out, but then also have them have to have a Telegram, or other individuals we had that were joining in the Discord that just didn't have a Telegram. And just moving over to the Telegram, we realized was a friction point in what we were building. We wanted to create a smoother system. So I had been playing around for a bit with bots in different ways for Discord. And with the amazing advent of vibe coding and AI and how much we've been able to leverage that. It's been awesome to just like be able to rock this out. And out of all the things I've been trying to develop, this has been one of the easier things. So that's been really cool to just start to rock out, have an idea, and now hopefully this upcoming week we'll be able to test it. And that will be that anyone that's kind of a semi-veteran in the ZAO in any capacity can host a fractal group of 6 people, A, without me, but then also be on mobile, which were both not possible on Telegram as well. So that was like the second key feature. Was sometimes we have like three, I would say, other hosts other than me that can do the Fractalgram game. And if they aren't there and we have more than 6 people, it becomes a challenge sometimes. So we wanted to try and mitigate that as well as make it possible for people to host on mobile.
All right, excellent. Well, thanks so much, Zaal, for the overview of the new app. Are you calling it Respect Game app or Fractalgram? Or I don't know what to call it. Or should I call it Discord app? Or do you have a name for it?
It's just a ZAO Fractal bot right now. I might set it up in the future once it's all done and has all the bells and whistles, so that with one or two parameter changes, you can choose another token to have it under so that it is easily transportable for any other Fractal ecosystem or anything like that. And maybe when we come time to do that, we'll make a official Fractal name for it. But for now, it's just, just the ZAO Fractal bot, nothing crazy, and can always try and help anyone else integrate that in anything they're doing. So, yeah.
All right, very cool. Well, yeah, I could pull it up on the screen too. For people who aren't familiar, we've mentioned ZAO Fractal like 20 times by now, but and I think most people who are watching this or most people who are here are aware, but you can check out thezao.com to learn more about the ZAO community, the Z Talent artist organization that empowers independent creators to reclaim profit margins, data, and IP rights, and has been organizing ZAO Fractal events for the past year, just about now. You can see some of the musicians like Hurricane, Songs of Eden, and Adabody over here on the website. Really nicely put together website. And then there's details about the ZAO token and the implementation of Fractalgram and Fractal Democracy here, which I suppose might have some new updates about the Discord bot for the ZAO Fractal at some point. And there's also, if you scroll around, you can find more details like the white paper and stuff like that. I encourage people to check it out and join the events, which happen on Mondays at, I believe, 6 p.m. EST. And you can go to the ZAO calendar page to join. And really encourage everybody to get involved with the ZAO Fractal. And excited for the ZAO Fractal 1 year anniversary very much. Oh, and then also too, I pulled up the link with the GitHub repository that you pulled up, and you shared it in the Optimism Fractal Discord chat too. So appreciate you doing so. For any developers who are curious to learn more, he's got a lot of documentation here. So thanks so much, Saul, for all the tremendous work for the music industry, as well as the ZAO community and the Fractal ecosystem. Very much appreciated, and encourage people to check out the ZAO Fractal events. All
I
right.
love that you thanked him for the music industry, because that's that's what we're all about.
Yeah, absolutely, Candy. I'm deeply grateful for it. I shared a little bit about that. I think I gave some feedback on the on the ZAO Fractal white paper at some point, or I suppose just ZAO white paper. And I mentioned that I think a little bit in there. Like I think that what ZAO Fractal is doing and what the ZAO is doing more broadly is it's super important for the music industry. I mean, it can be like it's still early days, so we'll see how it goes. It's very important within the scope of our communities. The ZAO community and the Eden Fractal community have had a huge impact on us so far already. And then I think what with the vision and mission you've laid out and the things that you're doing by combining things like the Respect game and on-chain integrations and hats and all these different things, it can be like really transformative for the music industry and society in a lot of ways too, because so many people want to express themselves creatively and haven't been able to do so because of the constraints of the current economics of the music industry and how it's set up. And I come from the same background too, because I'm also a musician and a creator who is working on a creative career back some years ago, and still am in some sense, but have been like that's what also brought me to the respecting and fractals in a sense. So I deeply I'm like deeply aligned with the principles of the ZAO Fractal, and I think that ends out. And so I'm excited to see where it goes, and I think it could be really transformative for a lot of musicians around the world.
Zao, wow, 100%. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Wow, wow is right.
ZAO, wow, that's right. Yeah, I encourage people to check out the podcast, the ZAO Presents that Zaal did. I also listened to another one that he did on the Token Talk, Talking Tokens or something like that, which Zaal gave some great story, a great overview of it. And also he did an interview with Nova Crypto, Patrick, where you can learn more. And then also, I think I was in the middle before when I got cut off on the video of sharing the rebuilding media with Web3 values. I was previously trying to get the audio, but I think I'll just stop that now, maybe test that for later. But this is a really interesting podcast, which I've seen a few times. It looks very well produced about the future of media, decentralized, fair, and powered by blockchain, the Optimism Show with Will. So thanks for sharing this, Will. I'm looking forward to hearing more about your views on the creator economy, which is quite aligned with what the ZAO Fractal is doing with musicians and what we're doing here. So appreciate you getting out there and spreading the good word about optimism. And yeah, if you'd like to share anything else about the podcast, then feel free. Or if anybody else would like to share anything else about ZAO Fractal or anything else on their minds, then feel free as well. We are nearing the top of the hour, although we got started a bit late and we had some technical issues, so we can go a bit longer if everybody wants or however long. But yeah, so once again, floor is open if anyone wants to add anything, and love to see all the amazing creators in the community sharing great content to help improve the creative economy and help bring more optimism to the world. Encourage you to mint the
Yeah,
pods too.
this was a really fun podcast to do. Chris is a really amazing host as well, and the full duration. I mean, I know for his show he kind of cut it up into a format that fits, with his podcast. But yeah, there was a lot more content than just this, but this is what he decided to run with. So yeah, it's good. Happy to be a contributor to the creator economy. Happy to be a contributor to the next adoption cycle of Web3. Just a little bit about KF Media. So it started as a pilot project focusing just on Latam back in October, has now grown to a global South-wide adoption campaign. So yeah, we're getting more leaders across the African continent tapping into what we're doing and want to be a part of the growth mechanism. So stay tuned for more on that. And then next month, because I don't think we have a meeting between now and the end of the month, unless it's the Optimism Fractal one. But anyways, yeah, in June, we're going to start something new. So be a new program coming out. You guys are going to get the first information here. I haven't really discussed this a lot, but you know how they have TED Talks, right? Well, we're going to be launching a new series of content called KFM Talks. So it'll give people who have a spirit to educate other people a platform and an opportunity to showcase their talents. So stay tuned for that.
All right, sounds great. Thank you for the preview, Will. Excited to see what's coming next from you and KF Media very much. I was also, by the way, I was trying to pull up the website, but I was trying to figure out what is the website domain for KF Media?
It's under reorg because
Okay.
Bonfire sunsetted their platform.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're reorganizing. Yeah, we were on Bonfire, so we're reorganizing and considering all of the options as far as hosting services and who's going to build the
Mm,
next Kingfisher Media website. So we don't have a website as of right now. That's why I kind of replaced our meeting link on X and on Parcaster with the
hmm
until we get the website up and running. So yeah.
Yeah. I was just on your X profile scrolling around it and looking for it, but thanks for letting us know. And yeah, looking forward to seeing the new website when it comes out. You're doing a lot of great stuff with KF Media in
Thank
education
you.
for
Appreciate it.
Web3. Yeah, yeah, thank you. Well, I
Education
appreciate
and
it.
adoption, right? So
Yep.
yeah.
All right. Well, excellent. Encourage people to check it out. KM LLC W3 on X. Check it out. And that's where you can find all the cool things that Will is tweeting about, or at least a lot of them, and the community calls that he hosts and much more. And then stay tuned for the website, which I imagine will be putting up in the link when it's ready.
100%.
All right. Great. I see we got some claps and stuff. I see Candy's unmuted. You'd like to share something, Candy?
I was just gonna say that's awesome. Thank you. I'm excited about that podcast series.
Very cool. Well, you're welcome. And yeah, shout out. I'm excited too. If anyone wants to share that, we have a show your projects chat in the Optimism Fractal Discord, but we don't have anything quite like that in the Eden Fractal. But feel free to share in the Eden Fractal. We could also start up like some different topic in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat if it'd be useful. We have to do kind of a refresher there because we have some old chats there. But yeah, love to hear people sharing great podcasts and listening to it. And really excited for whatever we'll do in the community. So we are 2 minutes from top of the hour. I think it makes sense to go a bit longer because we started 10 minutes late. And also, might be good. I mentioned how we would maybe round off or at least just reiterate some of the things that we're doing to prepare for Epoch 2. So if anybody would like to share any other thoughts, any other updates or things you've been working on, or any other thoughts related to the faculty ecosystem, then feel free to do so. And I think I'll start otherwise, unless anybody jumps in to share a few of the things that I had been also meaning to share and just give some people some updates on what to expect coming next in the Eden Fractal Epoch 2. And yeah, also if anybody does need to go, I see that Zaal said that he's got a rocket too. He also pulled up a link, nexus.thezao.com, where you can learn more about the ZAO in general and all the different links and community members and so forth. So that's a great resource. Thanks for sharing that. And Zao says, thank you for the amazing meeting. You're welcome, and thank you for the amazing meeting. And yeah, encourage people to check out everyone's work. And we'll try to put the links in the Zoom chat if we can. There's a lot of things, but I can actually just share this full browser window so people can find it there. And yeah, hope you have a great day. If anybody else needs to head out now, then feel free to as well. And we really appreciate you being here. If anyone wants to say goodbye, then feel free to jump in as well. And we hope to see you at Optimism Fractal for next week, and the ZAO Fractal coming up on next Monday, and the ORDAO Fractal coming up on next Tuesday, and the Eden Fractal Epoch 2 Lunch coming up on June 5th. So lots of events to look forward to, and see you, Will, as well. Thanks for being here. And with that, I see time has got to go, but says great to be here as well. And Candy said thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Time, for being here. Great to hear from you. Hope you enjoyed the event. And I suppose I'll start wrapping it up here, talking about the new era that we're entering and the era that we're leaving behind in a way that we're moving on from. So it's been a wonderful 3 years so far. As he also had a body says, yes, thank you for the meeting. Glad to be here. Need to head out, but super excited with the Impact concert. Awesome. I'm super excited about it too. So thanks, buddy, and looking forward to keeping in touch and checking out more of your music too. Sorry we couldn't play it there. I had the audio issue, but would love to play it at a future event though, and I'll try to fix that so we can play it and so we can hear your amazing music. And at some point it'd be cool to jam too. I have some flutes and instruments too, so maybe one day when we're in person in Denver or something like that. I see lots of emojis. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. All right. So, well, this has been a wonderful way to end Epoch 1. We've had amazing work shared by the community. Thanks, Rosemary, for the heart. And it's the end of an era, Epoch 1, and it's the beginning of a new one. So this is the official end of Epoch 1. I think it was just me and Rosemary, actually. I listened, Rosemary, to our 105th episode when it wound up being me and you at the end of it, and we were talking about it, and we said, go Epoch 2. I just listened to it this morning. And this is for real though. This is the cosmic milestone that we have. So we're moving to Ethereum, moving to base with the smart contracts for Eden Fractal. I didn't show this before, but if you go to edenfractal.com/epoch1, that's where you can see the original proposal to why is that not working? Eden Fractal, no, Epoch 2. That's where you can see the original proposal for the new era of collaborative decision making that we're embarking on. And this includes several videos that we created about Eden Fractal Epoch 2, where you can learn more, and this planning process that we've been doing, this strategic planning that we've been doing for the past year now, and the original proposal. So now we will be fulfilling that proposal basically, and all the things that are been shared in the proposal. So we already switched to bi-weekly event schedules, and now we'll be finally starting to play respect games again, rebooting our consensus process with ORDAO, and then over the course of the season, forming a legislative consensus process. And then we will be introducing discussion spaces based on demand. I didn't mention, but the reintroduction of Eden Town Hall we're planning to do with a minimum threshold to trigger a Eden Town Hall event. So we won't always necessarily do an Eden Town Hall, but if there's sufficient votes from people who have earned respect, then we'll do it. And we can also evolve it according to, how the community would like to do it and our consensus processes. So yeah, I'm really excited to be able to finally fulfill this vision of Eden Fractal Epoch 2 and encourage people, if they're not familiar, to check out the post to learn more about Eden Fractal Epoch 2, and also look out for the post about Eden Fractal Epoch 1 for people who aren't familiar with our history so far, and see what we've done over the past 3 years and where we're at and where we're headed to achieve our vision and mission. And then over the coming days, I'll be reviewing the Eden Fractal Epoch 2 implementation plan, and getting in touch with different people for bringing all the elements together. So if anyone wants to follow along with the progress, feel free to ask any questions in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat. And yeah, by June 5th, we should have the ORDAO deployment. I just need to give Tadas the JSON file still to actually configure it, but I'll do that shortly. And I spoke with Abraham, and he said he's going to try to do the Fractalgram to have it ready by then. So all these different aspects, we should be able to get at least most of them done, and all the necessary parts by June 5th. So we'll have a successful and smooth launch. And then going forward, we can work on the capital allocation framework with that Fractal Development Fund and Fractal Fellowship that I mentioned, where I'm planning to commit $1,000 to help fund the Fractal ecosystem and test out this fund distribution system that's possible with the Fractal ecosystem that I had outlined in that research paper. So there's a lot to look forward to. And everybody who's participated in Eden Fractal Epoch 1 will be able to claim their respect once Tadas sets up that feature. And stay tuned for messages in all the Telegram chats and Discords and in the upcoming meetings. Like I said before, we invite you to the upcoming events. There's the 1-year anniversary coming up for ZAO Fractal soon. You can check out all our past videos at edenfractal.com/videos. And if you go to the Optimistics event calendar, then you can register for the upcoming ORDAO Fractal second event on May 27th and the Optimism Fractal on May 29th, as well as the Eden Fractal coming back for June 5th. And I'm really excited to celebrate our 3-year anniversary with you and embark on Epoch 2. Rosemary, I know you've been on the road and on the move, so I guess you haven't been able to talk too much for that reason. If you'd like to say anything to conclude before we wrap up, then you're welcome to. And if not, I'm ready to conclude Epoch 1 whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm ready.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Rosemary. Well, farewell to Epoch 1 and hello to Epoch 2. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Looking forward to seeing you back at Eden Fractal in a couple of weeks. And Rosemary, if you want to join me, then you can. And 3, 2, 1, go Eden Fractal as we often end. So I'll count down. 3, 2,
Okay.
1.
2, 1.
1. Go.
Go.
Eden Fractal.
Go.
Go Eden Fractal. I heard you saying go. I don't know if you said go Eden Fractal or not. Go Eden Fractal. All right. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See you next time.